성제 제도 조제 정노来相就八道大内加塞大给现色级别上内见着了偏心성见着百口三界同级대화 또 대외 저도 덴바르 저제 동어 동어 제 저도 저와르 저지 동아르 메베 대화 동바 동면저와 저제 니레 자도 니도 저 동년 진보로 내버 저제 상처와 돈 저제 협업 제서 여러 그리에서 얘기와 정세 다기에 제서 통제 다기에 정저 생活사계 비주 쇼게 매도 중是让理解你的肩膀的从前很多美的破坏沿着归弄到一天学白口呀三界能接上百同落叶写着记得了其中多么提拔也去见苦乐过了多所사이게 당 루당 누지는 게 조범 다담미게 남당 로와 군제자게 제잠발 탐지 깨도다게 취든 또 다자기 덤바 냠메 투배원비 샵제들 마음에 봐라 고외 랍드되데 고슴 그바침비 찬설신 접수 치워 다자 기 빠든 라마 리다 찡구르지안주 잡다 가진 송반매비 때르천분 조게 샵지돌 마음에 봐라 고외 랍드되데 고슴 그바침비 찬설신 접수 치워 다도 심지에 탐지지 주 진지라버 제도 솔 원나 남가다 냠비 심지에 탐전 남전 란남매바 양다바 조비 산지지 공파를 못찰라 거버 차 대체도 달람 담비 최상문 제발라 최님비 군론다 군션 넘버다베 센사르 텔라 강선버체위 춘니 제좀 판말 줄메 노코르 도두신 제발제바데 as per request
Today, I am conducting teaching on great, compassionate Mother Tara. First, people ask, is Tara a goddess or Dakini or Bodhisattva or Buddha? Then answer is yes, the great Mother Tara is all of it. If you learn from both Sutra and Tantra, and also from Kanjur and Tenjur, and many of the great sadhanas, then Mother Tara covers all. Now the background. When did Mother Tara manifest? And where did that name, the Tara, comes from? Okay. So in many thousands of eons in the past, there was a place where people lived many thousands of years. And then that time there was a Buddha, and he is known as a sound of drum. You can somehow make these sounds very grand by saying sacred sound of divine drum or something like that. But straightforward, ngada, that means sound of drum. That time, among that Buddha, there were so many bodhisattvas, enlightened bodhisattvas, and so many tens of thousands of arhats. And in the texts, it does not appear that particular Buddha taught Tantra. The Buddha taught to bodhisattvas and arhats, Sangha Mahasangha. So there, the princess, whose name is Yeshedawa. Yeshedawa is translated as wisdom moon. So you can dress it up and say like moon-like wisdom or divine moon of wisdom, anything like that. But Yeshe Dawa means, Yeshe means primordial wisdom, Dawa means moon. That is her name, the name of the princess. She was a great princess with all the qualities of a great bodhisattva. And she became very devoted to the Buddha, and she served Buddha, received teachings from the Buddha, and also she served thousands of bodhisattvas and tens of thousands of arhats for several thousand years. Remember, though that time people lived for many thousands of years. So after serving the Buddha and the Sangha for many thousands of years, then she have taken a vow, and she have taken a vow to reach Buddhahood in the female body and liberate all sentient beings to Buddhahood as a mother. And then Buddha have accepted it, and transmitted the Bodhisattva vow. But some arhat suggested to her that male body might be more conducive for reaching the arhathood. Then Yeshidawa replied. In Tibetan words, it's only a few sentences, so I will say it. Dina jipa meji pume me, da me kanza meji namrik me, pomor taban dini yamala, jitin longin number trooper jur. So what she meant is, here, there is no male, there is no female. There is no self, and there is no dualistic consciousness. The concept and perception of male and female differences is just a yamala. Yamala have many meaning, but the easiest way to say it, maybe a little lazy, is nonsensical. So nonsense. In the samsara, the inferior perception, they get neurotic, and so out of that, this definition and differences is born. And then she practiced for many years, and also according to the teaching of Buddha, she practiced Bodhisattva's way and samadhi. Then finally she attained realization of samadhi, known as samadhi, which frees all sentient beings. And upon that, the Buddha sound of drum prophesied and proclaimed that you, the Yeshidawa, in the future will attain realization, and you will be the Tara. Tara means liberator. So Tara. So that is the beginning of the great Mother Tara. Now, when we come to different manifestation of the Tara, then we have very clear description in Lord Buddha's word. The Lord Buddha Shakyamuni. Now I'm talking about Lord Buddha Shakyamuni. During the time of human beings, lifespan is about 100 years. So during that time, and also here I must say a little bit something that I left from the previous session, because it was a bit too long. So I make it brief. And so the eons, which are absolutely complete, and that is known as Dzogdenche Kalpa. So everything is complete. So there, what is complete is no sense of any kind of negative mental, physical, and oral, and environmental. Everything is perfect, but it is not Buddhahood. It's still in samsara, but in samsara, perfect as possible. That means the beings there have no distinctions between I and other. And there is no dependency on any kind of outside sources, like we need sun, but if too much sun, we get burned. If we look at the bright sun, we might go blind. We need it exactly, not too close, not too far, not too warm, not too cold. So at that time, everything is perfect. There's no male, there's no female, nobody have to eat anything, and there's no aggression, no conflict, everything is perfect. That is known as Dzogden, complete. Then another aspect of Eon is Sumden. Sumden means 3/4 perfect, but 1/4 not perfect. That means by eating and drinking, develop gender, and then sexuality becomes a source of reproduction. So that, and then because of need for all of those, food, drink, and sexuality, then there was this sense of stealing. So now the sexuality and stealing as a result of where things are, the body, the environment, the sustenance, and dependency, then that is called 3/4 perfect, but 1/4 not perfect. Then another aspect of Eon is 2/4 perfect. That is on top of these two, then the lying is added, and because of the food dependency, then sexuality dependency, and then stealing, and then lying. So on top of that, there's lying. So now that is described as a Niden. So that means only 2/4 are okay. Degenerated from completeness to 3/4 and 2/4. And then after that is Zöden. Zöden means the eon of conflict. And there, then killing. So for food, killing. For the reproduction, out of jealousy, out of all kind of stealing and lying, and then also many other reasons of dependency, then it becomes so neurotic that one have to kill to live, and one becomes so obsessed and neurotic with the first three things, then one start killing each other. So that is Zöden. And right now, our eon is Zöden eon. And in the Zöden, there's many degenerations. So I have spoken all of those things. So I will not repeat. Now, among the 1,000 Buddha who took the Bodhisattva vow together, the Prince Siddhartha, then not Prince Siddhartha, but his vow was, when the humanity and the sentient beings are at the worst, I wish to become Buddha, attain Buddhahood, and liberate them all from the suffering of samsara. So there, 2,500 to 600 years back, Prince Siddhartha was born, and his teaching we are following. Okay. So in the Lord Buddha's teaching, there is 21 phrases of Tara. So I will only go through one of it to make it more clear and make another very important definition and also context. Now, chancel dolma nyurma pamo jene keji lodan rama jiten sungun chuchi shalji kesar chewalen chungma. That's Tibetan. Now it is translated. I'm not sure how accurate it is, 100%, but very difficult to be 100% accurate from one language to another, very, very difficult. So this must be very close. So homage to the Tara, swift and courageous, whose look is intense as lightning, fast. She who emerged, that means manifested, from a fully bloomed lotus, born from the tears of the protector of the three world. So now this describes very clearly at the beginning of these 21 phrases, out of which I only read one. So at the beginning of it, there is praise to Tara, Om Je Tsunma Phama Domala Cha Tselo. So this is added by great translators. Normally, the texts that are translated from Sanskrit or Pali to Tibetan language, they are done by Tibetan enlightened translators and Indian enlightened Mahapandits together. Sometimes two of them, sometimes few of them together. And then they added this. It is not the Buddha's word, the first word. Salute, prostration to the Jetsunma Phama Dorma. So then after that is Buddha's word. So when Buddha say, Dolma means Tara, Nyurma, the very swift, that means her definition of very fast is if the disciple, the practitioner, really is in need and really is sincere and really have the genuine compassion and devotion, then the result will come right away. And the Pamo means brave. So brave is bodhisattva. Bodhisattva, Changchup Sempa. That means I wish to attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. And in Dolma's case, as a mother. And that is very brave because infinite sentient beings. And their ultimate attainment, the Buddhahood, which is they become, ultimately they always has been. But relatively they did not know. That is we call ignorance. So Chenni Kechik Lotan Dhamma means her eye is so fast, just like lightning in a shortest moment. Kechik means the shortest moment. So scientifically, we say that is like speed of light. So the shortest moment. That means no matter who needs the Tara's blessing and who is conducive to the Tara's blessing, doesn't matter how many of them together, how far apart from each other, another universe, another galaxy, wherever her compassion reaches, just like lightning. And but it doesn't mean speed of light. Kechik means the shortest moment, whatever it is. Now, next two sentence is talking about the connection between Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, the father of all the Buddhas, and the Bodhisattva Tara, Mother Tara, the mother of all the Buddhas. So this connection. So the Avalokiteshvara, who is the Lord of the three world, three existence, that means above the entire space. Then on the surface of the earth, for example, with the earth on the surface, and then beneath means underneath. So it means everything under the earth, inside the earth, above on the surface of the earth, and beyond the earth. So you can use this for not only earth, of the solar system, of the galaxy, of the universe. So this, all the existence. It is a quickest way to describe all the existence. So Avalokiteshvara, how did he become the protector of the three world? He have taken vow not to reach Buddhahood until he liberated all sentient beings without exception of one. That means he represents the most essential, most core seed and also base of enlightenment, the compassion. No compassion, you cannot start any wisdom. The obstacle for any wisdom is ignorance. And the source of all the ignorance is the self-clinging, self-perception. We can't think and talk and imagine without thinking of I think, I want, I pray, I wish. So all of these, even good things we wish, still I is there. I'm not saying that's bad, but we have to overcome that. So the source of all of Buddha's enlightenment, which is source of every sentient being's Buddhahood, is the compassion, selflessness, free from the self-clinging, awakening out of the ignorance into the wisdom. So that is the definition of protector. So Avalokiteshvara's vow is for all sentient beings, and not to attain until last one attain enlightenment. After many eons of liberating countless beings every moment, then Avalokiteshvara through the wisdom eye looked. This is a metaphor. And so many sentient beings are still suffering in 6 realms, from the highest, the God realm, to the middle, humans and animals, and lowest, the hell realm. In 6th realm, they are suffering. So he was so moved and so sad, so that his head and the body broke into 1,000 pieces. Then Avalokiteshvara at the same time manifested as 10,000 Buddha and 10,000 universal monarch to serve the 10,000 Buddha and 1,000 Buddha and 1,000 universal monarch. Chatong Kolyojuwe Jabutong, Jentong Kalpazambu Sanje Tong, Kangla Kangdur Tela Tertenpi Zumba Chenrezela Chasalo, that describes 1,000 arm, 1,000 eye, Avalokiteshvara. Of course, only 11 head. But anyway, 1,000 eye. And now, then the Avalokiteshvara shed tears from the eye, and the eye of wisdom, the tear of compassion. And these 2 drops of tear, one manifested as white Tara, one manifested as a green Tara, and they spoken and proclaimed that as you liberate all sentient beings as Father, we will liberate all sentient beings as a Mother. So this is Avalokiteshvara and Tara as one, not 2. So this particular first shloka is very, very important for me, because I can see everything about Tara and Tara's connection to Avalokiteshvara right here. Then I will not go through the rest, because there's many books and texts translated, and many teachings are given by many great masters, so you listen to them. Now the Tara mantra. So Om Tare, Tut Tare, Ture, Swaha. So Om Tare, Tut Tare, Ture, Swaha. Now this is very basic for all the major mantras, to start with Om and end with Swaha. In this case, the Sanskrit, Sanskrit mantras sound are very, 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 very sophisticated. The sound of the mantra have its own entity, and people call it vibration, energy. I don't know exactly how to relate to these things, but I rather say everything, because everything is interconnected. And the definition of the sound is space and the matter interconnection. There is space for the matter to manifest. And when the matter moves, then there is sound. So the source of, now I will not attempt to give you a Sanskrit lecture and class. My Sanskrit is not that, let's say, advanced, because of lack of Sanskrit study during my early days. But I have basics, of course. So I just talk about the Om, okay? So Om, how it come to be, is Auma. So all of that through the Sanskrit sound science put together is Om. And base is A, because you cannot find any sound in the whole universe, whether it is sound of an inanimate object, or whether it is sound of a living creature, or a language of a human being, or anyone like that, it all based on A. You cannot say A, B, C, D without saying A. You cannot say Ka, 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 Nga without saying A. A is the base. And also, child, after birth, when the sound that they make is A. And everything is based on A. So that is a basic. Now, Om here represents body, speech, mind, or to be simple, everything about Tara. Om. Then Tare, the long Ta and Re. Tare means one who liberates. And who liberates who? Whom? All sentient beings. From what? From the suffering of samsara. Okay. Then tuttare, that means liberate from suffering. First is from samsara. Second is from suffering. So then ture means swift. So the Mother Tara's compassion, wisdom, strength, and efficientness is so fast and so eminent and energetic, so that there isn't one moment wasted. And so that is Ture. Then Swaha. Swaha have many, many meanings. But here it means may the original aspiration of Tara to liberate all sentient beings as a mother be fulfilled. May that be established. And then also as a person who is saying the mantra, may I receive the blessing of the Tara. And not only that, may I attain the realization of the Tara. Because in the teaching of Buddha, Tara or any other deity or Buddha is not separated from us. They are not somewhere up there and we are somewhere down here, and we just ask them to help and then they help us. Not like that. Nothing wrong with that. Of course, many people in Buddhist devotees, they think like that. That's also good. Of course, that's good. But in principle, how long we are going to pray? How long we are asking and seeking for the help until we become them. We become the Buddha. So finally, we will reach Buddhahood. And that is Tarahood as well here. So that is the meaning of the mantra. Now, then the 21 Tara is 21 manifestation of Tara. And then there is 16 manifestation of the Tara. And there is 8 manifestation of the Tara. So I will go through the shortest, the 8 manifestation. This is based on the very precious prayer. Let's say it is a prayer written by first Dalai Lama Gendun Trup. So I don't want to go through all the 8 shloka. It will take 1 hour, I think. But I will make it concise as possible. So first is fear of the wild carnivorous animal, like a lion, like a tiger, etc. So protection from them. Now this represents ego, pride. So when we sentient beings put ourselves above everyone, and we have this ego, and then this ego pride, which looks down at everyone except oneself. As a result of that, it kills and destroys and eats, temporarily, of course, but our chances of living a meaningful life, like the wild beasts eats us, we are dead. And our precious human life is nothing more valuable than just food which sustains them for maybe half a day. And then they have to kill something again. So this is the meaning. So here we have to overcome our ego pride. So to be meaningful, I request you to get into this aspect of the Tara practice in a simple way. Just sit down, as you all sitting down right now. Close your eyes if you want to. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. And because of not enough time, just relax and take a deep, deep breath out. Then temporarily we become somehow not affected by things that goes on in our head. Mind and body is connected through breathing. Then you think of your fangs, your clothes, which makes you think you are better than others. Regardless of whether you are a rich person or poor person, educated or uneducated, men or women, child or adults, or powerful or powerless. We all have our fair share of ego. Not so fair share, but our share of ego. So we focus on it. Identify and focus. But when we are doing this kind of practice, we have to relax. We can't do it in a stressful manner. Just relax. We see anything in us which is ego-related, accept it. Not by giving into it, but accept it. And now, after accepting, then we can look into it. Otherwise, you want to say, no, I don't have ego. I'm a very good person. No, I am a kind person. I never look down at anybody. No, I look down at some people because they have been not nice to me. All kinds of things. So you have to accept it. Then put your hands together. And noble Mother Tara, you have taken vow to attain Buddhahood in form of a mother to liberate all sentient beings, including me. I salute to you. So your ego is temporarily gone. Otherwise, you can't bow your head. No? Okay. Now, the same way, I try to meditate with some of them, but we are running out of time. Then, fear of wild elephant. That represents the ignorance, because we are consumed by our consumption. Eye to the beauty, ear to the music, tongue to the taste, good taste, and body to nice sensation, etc., etc. So, as a result of that, we lose the ability to maintain mindfulness and awareness. And as a result of this, then our motivation and our purpose of life is actually contradicted. We wanted to be free from suffering, but we are creating more suffering for ourselves and for others. I give you one simple example. If we are addicted to some sensation of the mind, we become drug addict, or we become addicted to alcohol, or any kind of obsession, then our life will be servant of that obsession. That is out of ignorance. So we do the same thing, same meditation, to receive the Tara's blessing. I repeat again, this is according to the 8 sloka, prayers, salutations, written by First Dalai Lama Gendun Trup. Now, next is fire. Fire is anger. It burns all that is joyful and all that is virtuous. And the fume, the smoke of that anger will spread. So same thing. We do the same meditation to overcome. We first remember, identify in ourselves, and then we accept it. Accept it, not saying that, okay, I have it, that's it. No. We accept, yes, I have that. And that is causing me unnecessary obstacle and causing others suffering. And I want to overcome. That is the definition of accept. Then next is the snake. Fear of snake, fear from snake. It doesn't mean if you are afraid of snake, you have to overcome that. No. Snake bites. and injects poison into you, and it penetrates all of your blood system, and then it shuts down everything, and you might die. So this is the definition. So that is jealousy. Jealousy is like the snake venom that kills you, because you can't tolerate other people's joy. You can't tolerate other people's well-being when we are jealous. So this jealousy poison, it will spread within ourselves, within our family, within our neighborhood, within our friends. If we are overtaken by jealousy, then spreading that is spontaneous, because it is so bad. Others' happiness make you suffer, others' suffering make you happy. So we pray to Mother Tara to transform this and overcome this. Protect us from the suffering, the fear, the malice of these four, which I have mentioned already. Now another four. The fifth is the thief. Thief is actually wrong perception, because wrong perception makes you stray and steals your time, steals your energy, steals your ability, steals your potential. Of course, all of this is temporarily. Ultimately, our ultimate potential, we will never lose it. But relatively, yes, many lifetimes will be wasted, not just 1 year, but thousands and thousands and millions of lifetime will be wasted. So, like this. So, therefore, I wanted to overcome the wrong perception. I wanted to have the right perception, such as everything is impermanent. Everything is interconnected. Of course, I like to be happy. Yes, I'm very important for myself, but so does everybody. So knowing this, then for that, salutation to Tara. Then next is the bondage, like imprisonment. You're chained and locked and put in prison. So that is the stinginess. When we are not generous, when we are not sharing and giving, holding on to things, and stinginess can be so bad that you can have a lot, but you don't eat proper food. You have a lot, but you live a very uncomfortable life. So all of that is stinginess. Of course, stinginess does not mean you are living a simple life is stingy. No. The yogis live simple life because they renounce, they decide not to spend any time for their comfort. They just want the basics. And therefore, they go to a very high mountain where nobody hardly comes, and have a very little food, and fresh air, of course, abundant, and silence, of course, abundant, and then protection from the nature. The best is the caves. So many great masters renounce everything. That is not stinginess. But you and I, we can be stingy. So we can never satisfy our craving. And so try to maintain our craving by holding on to things that we own in a neurotic manner. Then it is like the lock of the attachment is so big and so tight, and the key to open it is in somebody's hand. That somebody is this non-existence I. You know, the illusion of I. So pray to Mother Tara. Blessing, seek blessing to awaken that. Then seventh is the ocean. Now, attachment. Because ocean means very big and hard to cross. And in that, when our karma, negative karma, is so powerful, then it is like the wind that drags us and pushes us into the most tumultuous part of the ocean, where so much wave, so much force, unwanted for us who wanted to cross the ocean comfortably. And so in this, there is 4 kinds of waves: birth, old age, sickness, and death. So through our attachment, we will be wandering in the ocean, pushed by our karmas, and crossing each one of these 4 waves, one after another, inexhaustible. How many times I have died? How many times each one of us died in our past lives? How many times we were born? Equal to our death we are born. So this will continue until we overcome this attachment and clinging. So pray to Aryatara to bless us to overcome this. The same way as I have done with the first one. Then the 8th fear, the last one, that is carnivore. It is there's so many aspects of it, but it is our kind, human being, who eats us is carnivore. A tiger eats us is not carnivore in this definition. If a tiger eats a tiger, is carnivore. But human eats human is carnivore. So this is confusion, the doubt. Okay. Now the doubt makes the lack of faith makes worst part of us come up. That is, if I make it a little bit lazy sort of connotation, then our barbaric aspect of us will manifest. Barbaric here does not mean people don't know how to use sophisticated technology. Barbaric here means not knowing what is right and what is wrong. Instead, instead perceiving wrong as right and right as wrong. That is coming from lack of faith. And lack of faith is lack of confidence. When you have self-confidence, you are ready to explore. You are ready to face. When you don't have self-confidence, then every little thing that I know, I will hold on to it because I'm afraid I will be shattered by looking into anything else. So overcome this kind of lack of self-confidence, the doubt, the lack of faith. So this will kill the possibility of our liberation and freedom. Of course, temporarily again, nothing can destroy us ultimately. There's no such thing as ultimate negativity. There's no such thing as the ultimate ego. There's no such thing as the ultimate attachment and ignorance and jealousy. There's no such thing. So they're all relative, but relative is what we have to overcome. And we have to recognize and accept relative truth as a relative truth. And in fact, then we can pray for the realization of ultimate truth. Excuse me. Now, I wanted to, final part is to, let's say, if you wonder, the Tara belong to which, Tara sadhana belong to which tantra, which part of Lord Buddha's teaching. Of course, in all part of the Lord Buddha's teaching, the Tara principle is there. But in Tantra, there's Kriya, Upa Yoga, Anuttara Yoga, 4 Tantra. So out of that, it is Anuttara Yoga. Then in Anuttara Yoga, there is the Father Tantra, Mother Tantra, and then let's say Union Tantra. So Paju, Maju, Imeju. So this is part of the Mother Tantra. Mother Tantra have 6 aspects. So this is a Vajra aspect. Some people like to say Vajra family. So Vajra aspect of the Tantra. So that is one very basic category. And but you can't and shouldn't be so fixed on it, because if you look into sacred teaching of Buddha, the Kanjur and the Tenjur, and many of the texts by many great enlightened masters, there is a Kriya aspect of Tara, there is a Upata aspect of Tara, etc., etc. All level of Tantra, there is a Tara. So that also you should know. Okay. Okay. Now, one last thing. This is a beautiful, beautiful prayer written by great master of Ndikung, Ndikung Chopan Jitesum Jingombo. So out of his, it is quite long for us today. It is not that long actually. It is several shloka, but I will only go through the first one because of time. It's amazing, isn't it? Time is relative. Our life is impermanent. Dharma is precious. I'm happy to transmit Dharma to you, share Dharma with you. You are happy to receive and listen to Dharma. But ironically, we have no time, not enough time. So what to do? We also pray to Mother Tara. May we overcome this aspect of suffering of samsara. No time. Okay. So one last shloka by Dikung Chopa Jiten Sumjin Gombo. Ma chewa mebe chuing na. That means mother. In the birthless, ever-present Dharma space, Yum Jetun Lamo Dormaju, the mother, the noble goddess Tara is residing. So abode of Tara is the great Shunyata space, Dharma space. Then this sentient kunla determa, the Tara is one who gives and grants the all aspect of joy, because no sentient being likes to suffer. Everybody likes to be happy. So first that has to be fulfilled. So one who gives that as a mother, the Telma. Then he is saying, I, one who prays to you and who come to you for a refuge. Save me, protect me, and save me, and liberate me from all aspect of fear. So now, as we went through the 8 verses of 8 aspects of fear, then here, Chopan Jigten Sumjung Gombo, the great enlightened master, is saying, liberate me from all of this fear, all aspect of fear. And how to go about it, I just have mentioned to you briefly. And also the mantra of Tara, Om Tare, Tut Tare, Ture, Swaha. Okay. May we dedicate the benefit of this teaching for all sentient beings to reach Buddhahood. And today, specifically, by receiving the blessing, the wisdom and compassion blessing of the Mother Tara. Husunam de tamje zikbani tomne nyebe danam pamjene jegananje balap tubaye siben sole dowa dowa sho gewan di nyurdoda pama drolman brupchurne rowa jikjamma leba de salango barasho jina dewa tsosongo pende namka chabarasho duna donghar dagi kur kowa donghar jijamso tongbarasho